Hello students, how do you do? Hope you are well. Today I am going to explain the lesson Deep Water by William Douglas. William Douglas was an American writer. He was born in 1898 in Maine in the state of Minnesota. He was a leading advocate of individual rights. He served as a judge for 37 years. He retired in 1975 and died in 1980. The present piece, Deep Water, is an excerpt from his book of Men and Mountains. In this piece, he describes a childhood experience of near drowning. He tells us how, as a young boy, he had nearly drowned in a swimming pool. He also talks about his fear of water and how he overcame it with his sheer determination and willpower. Let us read the story. It had happened when I was 10 or 11 years old. So the writer recounts an incident that happened when he was 10 or 11 years old. I had decided to learn to swim. There was a pool at the YMCA in Yakima that offered exactly the opportunity. The writer had decided to learn to swim. He wanted to swim. There was a pool called YMCA in the city of Yakima where he lived that provided him with the right opportunity to learn to swim. The Yakima River was treacherous. There was a river that passed through Yakima city. The Yakima River was treacherous. Treacherous means dangerous. Mother continually warned against it and kept fresh in my mind the details of each drowning in the river. The Yakima River was treacherous, was dangerous. So the writer's mother had warned him from time to time. Continually means from time to time. The mother had warned him from time to time that many people had drowned in the river. She had given him the details of each drowning. So those incidents of drowning were kept fresh in the mind of the writer. But the YMCA pool was safe. On the one hand, Yakima River was treacherous, was dangerous. So it was not safe to learn to swim in the river. But the YMCA pool was safe. The YMCA pool in Yakima was a safe place to learn to swim. It was only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end. So how it was safe? The shape of the YMCA pool was like this, like a slope. The slope was not very steep. It was gradual. So it was only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end. At the shallow end, it was only 2 or 3 feet deep. And while it was 9 feet deep at the other, the drop was gradual. And on the other end, the deep end, the depth was 9 feet. So on the shallow end, it was only 2 or 3 feet, and on the deep end, it was 9 feet. Okay, and the slope was gradual, means it was not very steep like this. It went down slowly. I got a pair of water wings and went to the pool. So the author also got a pair of wings as a safety measure to protect him from drowning. He got a pair of wings that would help him while swimming. I hated to walk naked into it and show my skinny legs. Skinny means very thin. The writer was thin, so his legs were also skinny. So the writer did not like to show his skinny legs. So he did not want to wear the swimming costume. I hated to walk naked into it. Into it means into the swimming pool. He hated to walk naked into the swimming pool. It means that he did not want to wear the swimming costume that would expose his thin legs. Okay, but I subdued my pride and did it. But he did it. He wore the swimming costume. He subdued. Subdued means controlled. He controlled or overcame his self-respect, his pride, and wore the costume and swam. From the beginning, however, I had an aversion to the water when I was in it. Here the writer describes an old incident that caused an aversion of water in him. From the beginning, however, I had an aversion to the aversion means dislike, a strong dislike. I had an aversion to the water when I was in it. When the writer was in the water, he had an aversion to it. Means he strongly disliked being in water. He did not like to be in water. It started when I was 3 or 4 years old and father took me to the beach in California. How it started? How his aversion to water started? It started when he was 3 or 4 years old and he went to California beach with his father. He and I stood together in the surf. His father and the narrator stood together on the beach in the surf. In the surf means in the foamy waves that broke over the sea shore. So the father and the writer were standing on the beach in the surf. I hung on to him. The writer was holding his father. He was holding tightly. I hung on to him, yet the waves knocked me down and swept over me. The writer was holding his father tightly, yet the waves knocked him down. Knocked him down means threw him down and swept over me. And the writer was buried in water. The writer and his father stood on the beach in the surf. The writer was holding his father tightly, yet he was knocked down by a big wave and he was covered in water. I was buried in water. My breath was gone. So when the big wave came and knocked him down and swept over him, and he was buried in water, his breath was gone. He became breathless. I was frightened. Father laughed. But there was terror in my heart at the overpowering force of the waves. I was frightened. The writer was terrified. He was afraid. But his father laughed to make him comfortable. But there was terror in my heart at the overpowering force of the waves. But the writer was too much afraid when he realized how powerful the waves were. The waves that knocked the writer down, they were too strong. The poet was a little child, and he felt that the waves were too strong, and he was gripped with fear. My introduction to the YMCA pool YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. My introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. My introduction to the YMCA pool. It means that when the writer joined the YMCA pool and started going there for swimming. When he was introduced to the YMCA pool, it revived unpleasant memories and stirred childhood fears. When he started going to YMCA pool, it revived. Revived means brought back. It brought back that childhood memory, unpleasant memory, and stirred childhood fears. And again, he was gripped by the same fear that he felt when he went to the California beach. So his introduction to the YMCA pool again brought back the old unpleasant memories of his childhood, and he was again afraid of water. But in a little while I gathered confidence. But in a short while, in a short time, he gathered confidence. I paddled with my new water wings, watching the other boys and trying to learn by aping them. Aping them means copying them. So what the writer did, he paddled with his new water wings. You know that he got a pair of water wings, and the water wings helped him in swimming. So he paddled with the water wings, and he watched other boys and copied him. He watched other boys how they swam and copied them. I did this 2 or 3 times on different days. So he learned to swim by copying other boys. He paddled with the water wings and copied other boys, and he did this 2 or 3 days on different days, and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. So after 2 or 3 times when he tried to learn to swim for 2 or 3 days, and just as he was beginning to get some confidence, he was beginning to feel comfortable, he was beginning to feel at ease in the water. You remember that he was afraid of water because of his childhood experience. When he was 3 or 4 years old, he became afraid of water. So that fear was still there in his heart. So when he started going to YMCA pool, the same childhood fear revived. But after learning to swim for 2 or 3 days for 2 or 3 times on different days, he began getting comfortable. He began being at ease with water. When the misadventure happened, then a misadventure, an unfortunate incident happened. I went to the pool when no one else was there. Now the poet is describing that misadventure that happened at the pool. I went to the pool when no one else was there. So one day when the writer went to the pool, he went there a little early, so no one was there. The place was quiet, the water was still, and the tiled bottom was as white and clean as a bathtub. The poet went to the pool a little early and no one was there. It was quiet, it was still, calm and quiet. The water was still, the water was motionless still, because no one was there in the pool. And the tiled bottom, the bottom of the swimming pool was tiled, and it was white and clean as a bathtub. I was timid about going in alone. So the bottom of the swimming pool was tiled, and it was white and very clean. But the writer was timid. Timid means afraid. The writer was afraid to go into the pool alone. I was timid about going in alone. So I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. So the writer decided to sit by the side of the pool and wait for others to come. Okay. The writer was afraid to go alone into the pool. So he decided to sit by the side of the pool and wait for some other people to come. Then he would start the swim. I had not been there long. The writer had not been there long. In came a big bruiser of a boy. In came a big bruiser of a boy. It had not been long when a big bruiser of a boy came. Means a big bruiser of a boy means a large and strong boy. A big bruiser means a large and strong person. So a boy who was a large and strong person came. Probably 18 years old. The boy was probably 18 years old. He was very strong. He had thick hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen. He was a specimen. Specimen means example. He was a beautiful physical example. Means he had a beautiful body with legs and arms that showed rippling muscle. He had legs and arms which showed rippling muscle. Rippling muscle means muscle that has waves like this, like wrestlers have, bodybuilders have rippling muscles, have muscles like waves. Okay, so that boy who came in, he was very large, a strong boy, and he was 18 years old, and there was chest, there was hair on his, he had thick hair on his chest, and his muscles were rippling. He yelled, "Hi skinny, how would you like to be ducked?" He asked the writer if he would like to be ducked. He came and asked the writer if ducked means to be thrown into the water. He said if you would like to be pushed into the water. With that, he said that. With that, he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. See, the big boy came. He asked the writer when he was a boy. He asked him if he would like to be pushed into the water. Then he lifted him up. He picked him up and pushed him into the water, into the deep end of the water, on the deep side. On the one end of the water there was shallow end, on the other there was deep end. The big boy who came, he pushed the writer on the deep end side. I landed in a sitting position. I swallowed water and went at once to the bottom. When the big boy pushed him into the water, threw him into the water, the writer landed in a sitting position, swallowed water and went at once to the bottom. The writer did not know to swim. He was keeping his mouth open. That's why he swallowed water and immediately went to the bottom. I was frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. The writer was frightened. He was afraid, but not frightened out of his wits. Out of his wits means without any power to think. He still had the power to think, logically. He was frightened, but he did not lose his power to think. He was not out of his wits. On the way down, I planned. Since he had not lost his power to think, he was not out of his wits. So when he went down, he planned something. What he planned? When my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump. The writer planned that when his feet would hit the bottom of the pool, he would make a big jump. Would jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it. He planned that he would make a big jump when his feet would touch the bottom. He would make a big jump, come to the surface. He would come to the surface of water, lie flat on it. He planned that he would lie flat on the surface of the water and paddle to the edge of the pool. He had planned these things. First, what he would do when his feet touched the bottom of the pool, he would make a big jump. Then he would come to the surface of water. He would lie flat on the surface of the water. Then he would paddle and come to the edge of the water, edge of the pool. It seemed a long way down. Those 9 feet were like 90. See what happened? The deep side of the pool was only 9 feet. Okay, but when he went down the pool, it seemed like it seemed a long way down. It was a very long way down. Why? Those 9 feet deep water seemed like 90 feet. It means that he was going very slowly. And before I touched bottom, my legs were ready to burst. He swallowed water, and it took time for him to touch the bottom. So before he touched the bottom, he felt that his lungs would burst. But when my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength. So the writer was very much afraid, but he did not lose his wits. He planned that when he would touch the bottom, he would make a big jump. That's what he did. When my feet hit bottom, I summoned all my strength. The writer summoned means gathered. The writer gathered all his strength and made what I thought was a great spring upwards. So as he had planned, he made a big jump. I made what I thought was a great spring upwards. He made a great spring upwards. It means that he made a big jump upward. I imagined I would bob to the surface like a cork. You know, like the cork of a bottle. When you open the cork, it comes out very fast. So the writer had thought that when he would jump, he would come up very fast, like a cork. Instead, I came up slowly. Instead, he did not come up quickly. Instead of coming up fast, he came up very slowly. I opened my eyes and saw nothing but water. So, on the way upward, when the writer opened his eyes, he saw nothing but water. All around, there was water only. Water that had a dirty yellow tinge to it. So, when he opened his eyes, he saw that there was only water all around him, and the color of water had a little touch of yellow color. It had a dirty yellow tinge to it, means the color of water was slightly yellow. I grew panicky. The writer grew panicky. I reached up as if to grab a rope, and my hands clutched only at water. So he reached up. He reached up means he extended his hands up. He wanted to catch something like a rope. I reached up as if to grab a rope. He wanted to grab something, to grab a rope. And my hands clutched only at water. He tried to grab a rope, but his hands got only water. I was suffocating. The writer was feeling breathless. I tried to yell, but no sound came out. He tried to shout, but a sound did not come from his mouth. Then my eyes and nose came out of the water. Then the writer's eyes and nose came out of water, but not my mouth. His mouth did not come out. Okay, so he came up, but he did not come up fully. Only his nose and eyes were out of water, but his mouth was still underwater. Okay, so today up to here only. So let us see how many questions can be formed in this from this portion of the chapter. Three important questions can be formed from this portion. The first question is, what factors made Douglas decide in favor of YMCA pool? You remember that the writer decided to swim in YMCA pool. Okay, so what factors led him to decide? What factors made him decide to choose YMCA pool and not Yakima River? So what are the factors? The factors are that Yakima River was treacherous, it was dangerous. Many people had drowned in that river. So he did not want to go there. He preferred to swim in YMCA pool because it was safe. How it was safe? On the shallow end it was 2 or 3 feet deep only, and on the deep end it was 9 feet, and the slope was gradual, it was not steep. So these were the factors that made him decide in favor of YMCA pool. The second question is, how did Douglas's introduction to YMCA pool revive his childhood fear of water? So the writer says here, my introduction to the YMCA pool, swimming pool, revived unpleasant memories, means his childhood fear of water. So when William Douglas, when he was 10 or 11 years old, and when he went to the swimming pool for learning how to swim, the old memories of his childhood, the old unpleasant memories of his childhood were revived. The question is how it was revived. How did Douglas's introduction to YMCA pool revive his childhood fear of water? Okay, the writer had aversion to water since his childhood. Once he had gone to California beach with his father and stood in the surf on the beach. A big wave came and knocked him down. The wave swept over him. He was covered in water. He became afraid. He became afraid of water. And since then, a fear of water gripped him. So when he was introduced to the YMCA pool, the old unpleasant memories of his childhood revived the fear of water. Okay. And the third question is, what did Douglas experience when he went down to the bottom of the pool for the first time? For the first time is just now we learned that when he was pushed into the pool, he went down. It was the first time that he went down, that we just learned. again he would, then he came up, again he would go down. So this is the question about what we just read. What did Douglas experience when he went down to the bottom of the pool for the first time? So Douglas was sitting by the side of the pool. A big boy came and pushed him into the pool. He went down to the pool slowly. On the way down, he planned that when he touched the bottom, he would make a big jump. So he made a big jump, but he did not come to the surface. He came up very slowly. He grew panicky. The writer grew panicky. There was nothing but water all around. He grew panicky. He made all his efforts to come to the surface of water, to come up, but he failed. It was his experience when he went down the water for the first time. Okay. So today's class is over. We will meet tomorrow, inshallah, again. Thank you very much.